What you're looking at is probably one of the nastiest combinations of map and boss. Flooded Valley and extra map, well, at least we have extra starting cash, and the modifiers are much reduced. Only half speed on Phayze, less HP, but still Flooded Valley is Flooded Valley, especially because the only hero is Silas. And they also banned every single water tower, boat, and sub, except for the Ice Monkey, so I guess they're forcing us to use Silas here and Ice Monkey. Of course, I like to challenge myself to see how little cash I can spend, and currently we're looking at, for the leaderboard, a lot of scores at 2 million. I am pretty sure this one isn't real. 1.6 million from the boss tournament organizer certainly is, but I think, yeah, a good number to aim for is probably around the 2 million mark, so let me show you what I got cooked up. This is after a good amount of time already spent in theory crafting, because I definitely can tell you that I did not use guides for this one. What you're seeing is pretty much what I've come up with myself, using knowledge from previous boss events, and I guess including the recent boss tournament, which again, I believe has increased my skill level in bossing. I think I learned a lot of things from that I can definitely apply here. Now, in what will likely be the title of this video, I'm going to be utilizing a recent buff, pretty significant buff to help or build up to beating all 5 tiers of Phayze, and that is the change to aces that they made. One tiny change, but Spy Plate, instead of giving +1 damage camo, is now a multiplier, which you don't normally see. HQE says, as Spy Plate crosspath doesn't see much love, we've gone all in on the camo crosspathing, which is good news for Ground Zero versus fortified DDTs, but that's not quite the application that I'm going to go for here. As you likely already know, Phayze is a camo boss, meaning if you don't decamo him, then, well, every ace with that crosspath is basically a double damage to boss. Silas early game pretty good, because now we can sell this to farm start into a classic monkey bank, which it will be full by around round 30 or so. In the meantime, Silas can continue soloing probably until White's on round 22, so we'll get defense then. Hold up, if I use Silas' ability in 22, I can save a good amount of lives. 85 I'll take. I definitely need something now though, and for that, come on. Give me the money for a heli pilot, quickly. 930 is a lot of money early game, but it'll be useful for later. That's my rationale. And now, even though I can buy greater production, do not do that, because the money is better spent depositing once I can afford IMF loan after 27 here. So let's see. Yeah, I can advise with 4K. If I had 600 less, then I think I would lose more from buying that upgrade. For leads, just use Silas. It also took 30 rounds, but I just remembered I have a free dart or a glue gunner. I'm gonna use it on the free glue, just because frozen and 000 dart doesn't mix well. And now I think on the camo round, we can get a mini Monkeyopolis. So collect this, set the Monkeyopolis over here, and check this out. 10k cash out, boom, boom, and boom. And we'll buy a range bonus so this can reach this farm here. And back to depositing money. I might actually need the defense from here, so with the free Dart Monkey, let me keep dropping 1 per round so we can help defend. Even though I said earlier, Frozen plus Dart doesn't mix well, it is free damage, ultimately. I'm gonna take the easy way out the rest of the way, though, to round 40 and just get a Jungle the Druid, so this can easily defend up to round 40, and I don't have to worry anymore. So until then, deposit and farm hard. And on the first try, beautifully done. We synced up the bank IMF being full for exactly round 40. So you know what we're going to do with this big fat cash out? Well, it's pretty much going to be the standard. Everybody does this, but Elite Defender. To squeeze out more damage on Phayze, set it to last and camo priority. This will target Phayze no matter what if that's the only camo on the screen. I can now sell this Jungle the Druid, because this can defend Bloons, and let's take out the 10k loan, buy EDEF, buy this to stall rounds out as long as I can. It may not be the best. I think rounds are still going to progress. I can't beat this on round 40, because Elite Defender does do damage. But I'll see what I can do. So does Silas. In the meantime, remember to keep depositing. Oh, and this is working out really well. I see those cerams at the very, very, very top. That's what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, once Phayze teleports, he's invulnerable, so the E defender has to attack it, unfortunately. But that was still a good 30 seconds of stall. Basically, the earlier I can end tier 1, the earlier we can sell Elite Defender and get more farms. It's too late now unless you have to restart, but maybe there would have been some merit to not going Shrapnel. I was just worried that if I didn't do Shrapnel, then Silas might not be able to handle just those measly little balloons coming in. I don't know. But so far, so good. We're already more than halfway through. Granted, Phayze is like well past halfway the track. It's pretty much inevitable Phayze will get this far. We just gotta weather the storm here. And this is also without getting any life leaking from Elite Defender. If that was the case, then I probably could have gotten way more. Or I could have popped it way earlier, but I don't know if there was a way to manipulate losing lives. Nothing's really even close to the entrance. Come on. Or the exit. 2,000 damage to go. And the moment hits 0. Sell it. And do what? I want a BRF facility. A banana research facility. This is full now, too. So, oh yeah, this is good. 8k to work with. I can get an overclock, too. I also still want a balloon trap, albeit a late one. It's just, it's so good for the 40s because not only does it defend rounds, but it makes you money. And if the trap explodes, we have Silas slow and downdraft to get us through. So, come on. I need to collect from the trap one time here, and then take out alone for overclock. Easy. Mission successful. Now back to depositing. It is kind of annoying having to micro the heli and the farm. The thing is, I don't want to lock the heli in place, because sometimes I would prefer it elsewhere. Or rather, where I want it changes literally every second. Since there's balloons coming from both sides, I don't want to, like, nullify one side completely by downdrafting it the whole time. But in a situation like, say, 47, that might be needed just to survive like this. You know, there's also a chance we might not even need a downdraft, just because sometimes Silas will spawn Ice Wall, so if it spawns right on top of a balloon trap, then that's Chef's Kiss. I will get a second balloon trap, though. And now I can make it so this one leans a little bit more to the bottom, and guess what? Maybe now I can kind of lock in place, put it in between both traps. Also, whenever I can collect from this crate, let's go ahead and get Marine now. Jesus, we made like $20,000 this round. Crazy. There's the Marine. As usual, for round 50, we'll go for the classic 032 spike to outside of the track to damage mobs and mobs only. What's kind of funny is that on Flood Valley, the spikes basically become invisible. They're being shot into the void. So while we're saving up for Banana Central, let me go on a brief tangent real quick. Just really about bosses, rank bossing. Again, I absolutely loved that so many of you loved the boss tournament content. At least compared to normal rank bossing, I've never gotten, like, such positive support for, like, one kind of content. So seeing that, I think it only makes sense for me to maybe not put as much time, because, like, each tournament week probably took, I don't know, at minimum 10 hours, but put more time into these kind of try-hard boss runs, because seemingly a lot of you enjoy it. So to find a middle ground between not crashing out and giving a good strategy, this is the result of that. Now, there is still one issue that can't really be solved in rank bossing, and that is, in order to, like, say, get top 3, maybe that was the appeal of the boss tournament, because I try-harded in a way that I've never try-harded before, or rather, not in a very long time. Well, unlike tournaments, where strategies are hidden from players, people constantly put out guides for the weekly boss event, and sometimes, like, very high-level ones. And so, a lot of the time, getting a good score comes down to how well can you execute somebody's public strategy, and maybe cut from there, versus coming up with your entire own strategy from scratch. The beauty in the former was the fact that it made it so coming up with a strategy actually mattered rather than just the execution. And given BT6 is a strategy game, I feel like having public strategies kind of removes a huge aspect of the game in the first place. Again, that's not to say copying strategies requires no skill. It's obviously just nowhere near as awesome if everybody is kind of working on optimizing one strategy, one known strategy, and that's why getting a top 3 in a real boss event, honestly, is harder than in a tournament. That's all, back to the game. We're gonna have a lot of money coming into tier 2 thanks to the round 57 central. Here's what we're gonna do. We don't need you anymore, nor do we need you, nor do we need you. Oh, let's get a marine so I kill the Rico farm. Whoops. Here's where we're gonna pull the ace. Remember what I said earlier? Decamoing Phayze is not good because then you lose the bonus camo damage bonus. So target him to the left and let's get our tier 2 defense. It's gonna be Mr. Flying Fortress. Just 40k off, but I'm very close to collecting and IMF loaning, and this thing makes a lot of money. So it shouldn't take too long, and this should solo, right? We'll do Wing Monkey. Not that it really matters. Just gotta wait for one round to finish, and check this out. Boom, boom, I'm still 1k short. Give me one crate, awesome. We'll get Jungle Drums for a little bit more attack speed. Though I'm not sure if we really need it, because I feel like Big Plane is overkill for a lot of tier 2s, especially now. X2 damage is absolutely insane compared to a casual +1. Now, what should be noted is that the more damage buffs you give in the Flying Fortress, the less the 2x buff actually is. Like, for example, if this tower's base damage is 10, and so its camo is 20, but you get debuffs, or say you get a tempo buff that gives +2 damage, it won't be 12 times 2 to 24. It'll just be +2 from that, so 22. 12 to 22, so less than a 2x. At least correct me if I'm wrong and that's not the case. Also, we'll drop Marines too, just to squeeze in a little bit of damage in case that does end up making a difference. So you're telling me that if not for this change, we very well may not have been able to beat tier 2 with a Big Plane solo, like on this map. Because it's still looking really tight. 2 skulls to go. And I guess one issue with the big plane is the fact that if I want to stall for Ultra Boost stacks, because there's a max 10 per round, can't really do that because it has global range. It'll attack all the time. So I can't really use the downdraft of the Marine to my advantage, unfortunately. Ah, well. No Energizer either, so no sub, so I guess we'll see how much 14 rounds of non-stalling, like, can get us. At this point, I'm done farming, so the only thing really to do is to get as many UB stacks. And I need X10, I think, on the Flying Fortress for tier 3. So that still involves using Ultra Boost 16 more times. I'm going to prioritize the farm first, of course. Just because getting money for Paragons, if this is your only farm, is very important. Tier 3, I'm going to try to squeeze in as many pops on the aces as I can. So remember, double damage on the Sky Shredder too. And just for the Paragon pop requirement, or a tier requirement, we should get 17 ODSs, which also do double damage. Now, sadly, the rest of these aces will have to be undiscounted. I don't want to do the math on whether it's worth it or not, but now these aces alone are likely not enough to beat tier 3. So that's why I think I'm going to try to buy a Paragon mid-round, and that is the Dart Monkey. I'm an idiot, and I forgot to sell the free Glue Gunner before buying these things, which cost me a bit more money, but oh well. This is gonna be a projectile shit show. See what I mean? As I press play. 17, this is what 17 ODSs look like, folks. It's not even that bad, honestly, but in order not to kill the bitrate, let me just turn down the accessibility to like 13%, so now the projectiles look like tiny little peanuts. Now the good thing is, I don't think I have to get the Dart Paragon immediately. I can probably wait until I can get some pops on it for degree 40. Although, given that every Dart Monkey here doesn't do damage, that was kind of silly of me, wasn't it? I'm also going to greed, instead of money, let's greed more pops. So I'm going to start overclocking, Ultra Boosting the Sky Shredder alongside the Flying Fortress. Now, out of curiosity, what degree would this currently be if I didn't use a cash stack? I think it'd be 38, right? Let's see. 35. Oh, that's pretty bad. Seeing that, I don't think the Dart Paragon's gonna be enough to solo tier 4, because that's actually what I need. I need a Paragon that I get this tier to also work on tier 4, because then I can save getting Ace Paragon until tier 5, thus giving me more time to accrue money and pops. So it might be a risky choice right now if I just keep the Dart Paragon, but should I just do it anyway and hope for the best? You know what, screw it. I got some time to spare, so I don't mind this. And if degree 35 dart is enough tier 4, then either I'll buy more defense to defend that, or I will just go back in time, because I made a save for before tier 3. If I have doubts coming to tier 4, then it's likely, like, it's true, and I won't have enough. But hey, you never know. On the plus side, Dart Monkey does get a lot of damage, especially when Phayze is close to a wall, because then those, you know, ricochet bounces off a wall will apply immediately. So first goal should be no problem, but we're gonna fall off in damage really, really hard after this. Only until the very end, where it'll pick up again, so good luck. I also have enough money at this point. All I need, because like in least cash, you'd rather not use a cash slider, right? So that means I only really need 900k. That means I can use my Ultra Boost stacks now freely on the other Ace Monkey skin advantage. See how slow this tier 2 is, like I was talking about? Yeah, not good. If we are very close though, what I can do that would help Aces too is to get some boost to it, like maybe a homeland defense, I don't know. Anything to increase Ace DPS is good, because that will mean a higher degree in the end. I think I would need 60 to be safe. Anything lower than that might require the dreaded Ace Micro. Come on, Ace, you got this. Halfway through now, but I think this is the latest it's been halfway, so not good. We need that Ace Paragon, or the Dark Paragon, to ramp up quick. Nope. I think I died to the balloon insides. 1,000 monkey money for a retry last round is absolutely insane, by the way. If I die again, I'm just gonna restart from another, like, round 100. I feel like there should be no reason a retry last round should be that expensive, my god. And people complain about races, like, costing a lot of monkey money, which it does, but nowhere near the level of this. This is so scary. I lost lives, and I'm dead, yeah. Even though Phayze is on the field, the portal kills us, so we have to get damaged a lot earlier. Alright, 3 additions. Homeland, Glue Strike, Tier 4 Elk. I'm greedy, so I'm not gonna buy P-Brew. Maybe that's enough to just give a wee bit more ace damage. I feel like also given how many darts there are from the ODS, that's why the Glue Strike's worth it. Plus 2 damage for all of those things here. Also, screw Ultra Boosting the Sky Shredder. I'm gonna keep full uptime on the Big Flame because this is just so much more damage than any other ace. Might as well put all our eggs in one basket instead of, well, spreading it thin. All those 3 buffs were good, but ultimately, I think the same thing's gonna happen, unless, come on. It did make the last jump on 109 this time, so maybe. I'm just hoping that darts can, I don't know, help out, and I think it's doing it. The earlier we pop it, remember, the higher the portal is, so there's more time. And I think this should definitely be enough. 1 more homeland, and very nice. Now, it's just a matter of if we can get a high enough degree in the ace. Again, it's 60 or bust. And if I need to make any changes, well, here's one. I do not want the Dart Paragon attacking here. That's not good. Like, in hindsight, I probably should have put it a little bit higher up, just so the aces have more time to beat the balloons coming in before Dart Monkey can start damaging them. It's not a lot of damage, but you never know if a little bit of damage ends up being the difference. Yeah, I mean, this Dart Monkey got like 500k pops from the balloons coming in, so that could be a difference. Now, normally, you'd want to get your Goliath Doom for this round so you can cool off your ability. Let's see if we have degree 60, though. I'm gonna say it's probably not there. Oh, wow. That's so close. You know what might have been the difference? It might have been not getting Homeland on Tier 3. Because, remember, I had to get the Dark Paragon early because no Homeland. So maybe that extra DPS on Phayze could have given us more pops. What I'll try one before having to go back in time is beat 119. Maybe there's enough pops now that I can get 1 degree higher. And if the cash slider to get degree 60 is less than 100k, I'll take it. But this is why planning is so important in bosses. Had I known Tier 4 wasn't going to be enough, I would have gotten all that stuff ahead of time. That's why you need to do many iterations of a boss strategy until you get it right. So, again, 100k, or go back. $200,000 does get me 60, but I think getting degree 60 with a sub 2 million score is 100% possible. So I'll do that. I'll go back, but before I go back, let me just show you, or at least see for myself if degree 60 is actually strong enough, because you never know. It might not be. Especially because I'm leaving on Wing Monkey all the time. And while Wing Monkey is good, you see, there's still a good amount of the time where the forward-facing darts on the Ace aren't quite hitting the right target. And also, now that all the projectiles are pretty much gone from the ODS, we can go back to big Ace Bear Gun. So far, so good. But remember, Phayze will make your tower shoot slower the more skulls that have been killed. If this is close enough to working, then we'll do so. And you know what? In fact, I could probably optimize enough that I can afford the Ace Bear Gun 119, which would get me one cycle of, like, ability cooldowns ahead. So if this is, like, if I die, but it's close, then I know that's where the difference lies. And last skull jump, yep, there's plenty of time here. Before I finish this run, let me go back and show you how I can do tier 3 better. So check out this tier 3 that was just so much cleaner. So clean, in fact, that I actually didn't even need the Dart Paragon for tier 3. Just adding the Homeland and the Glue Strike is enough, and you'll see here. And while I was already here in the process, I decided to discount as many things as I could. Because I have the Marine, what I can do is discount every single triple shot that I got. So just Chinook them to, I guess, Silas's ice platform. Rinse and repeat for 20 triple darts. And this is big, because getting Dart Paragon 20 rounds later now means that there's 1 million damage that has moved from Dart to Ace, which surely is enough for 3 degrees. So here we are back on 119. The Dart Paragon was a little bit higher, as I said earlier, and as you see, only 5.5 million pops as opposed to, I think, 6.9 before. We're buying this one round early as well. Here we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Pretty much zero chance that this is not enough, and not to mention we were incredibly overkill cash-wise too. And we were still over 100k in the clear, so let me just get rid of some clutter on this map, I guess. Keep the stuff that could conceivably still help, like that. And this will be a 1.9 million score. So close to sub 1.9, but it is what it is. Wing Monkey, please cooperate. As you see, our cooldown is pretty much ready. So we're pretty much one cycle ahead of if we had gotten the Ace on 120. You know things are really chill when you're just fast-forwarding through the entire boss. Every single Carpet Bomb has been super satisfying. Getting rid of pretty much the last bit of HP before each skull. Let's see, get to the last skull as early as possible so that that portal is not going to be a threat. Yep, that's plenty of track length. We still lost 200 lives though, somehow. Thank God for getting Marine. I think we lost lives because the Ace was just in a god-awful spot. Don't forget, I can use Silas. Wait, I'm down to 325 lives? Crap, when the hell did that happen? But thankfully, I don't think there's any more threatening stuff, right? DDTs this round, DDTs. We should be fine against that, right? Carpet Bomb. We'll use Silas Freeze. And GG. Well, that was fun, and I hope you found that fun as well, because, yeah, that was a pretty chill top 3 score, right? Yep. Top 3 by a landslide, in fact. I have to assume maybe the 1.6 is cutting the Dart Paragon entirely, and maybe there's a way to beat tier 4 without it, but either way, crazy that Ace got even more buffs, as if there was any reason for Ace Paragon to be even stronger in bosses. We'll take it though. If you're hungry for more boss content, then click over here. I've got a lot more that you'll probably like.